several medical problems. I went from my family doctor to pain management to you name it, I've been there. And the bottom line of my medical problems is that they say that I have fibromyalgia. But with fibromyalgia, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's very painful, chronic pain everywhere. But because there's no tests that they can do to say, yeah, that's fibromyalgia, then the doctor, some doctors claim it's all in your head. I learned through one of my coworkers about Dr. Licata, and I came in actually about 2 years ago. I couldn't exercise. I was on hardcore medication. They were going to give me an epidural to manage my pain. I have 3 children and I didn't know what to do. I was desperate, but I figured, you know, what do I have to lose? So I came here, not knowing what to expect. But there was one thing that Dr. Licata said, tell me everything is wrong with you. And I laughed and I said, oh my God, are you sure you had time for me? He says, of course. That was the best thing I ever heard in months. Because every time you go to a doctor's office, it's like, there's not enough time for you. And I did. I told him everything that was wrong with me. And he listened and he says, you know, I have to say 2 things. If I'm not the doctor for you, I will tell you right away. But if I am the doctor for you, you're going to get awesome results. That was it. That was it for me. I was like, okay, at least he listened to me. He didn't think I was crazy. He didn't think I was making it up. And because my husband passed, I didn't know how much it was in my head, really, or how much it was physically pain. But as I started coming here, I started noticing the change. I was able to walk more, less medication. My migraine headaches were almost gone. And slowly, I can give you a list of all my medical problems. And slowly, it was like a little check mark. I don't have this, I don't have that. So that gave me the answer. It wasn't that he had to prove anything. It was my own body that was saying, yeah, this works. So my main problem, it was my fibromyalgia. And slowly everything else was fixing on its own. My stomach problems, I was having digestive problems, breathing problems, sleeping problems. But when you have one main one that is really bothering you, everything else, it just doesn't matter anymore. But that's what brought me to him. I can dance, I can work out, I can clean my house without having to lay down for 2 more days, because that's what it used to be. Clean little parts of my house at a time, and then I would just lay there with muscle relaxers and painkillers because I couldn't do it anymore. So I can actually have a life. I can actually plan things, a trip. I couldn't do that. What plan anything if I couldn't move? I have a son, the 22-year-old. He's also a patient. When he was born with the left side of semi-paralyzed. So with physical therapy that I gave him, he started getting better. But when I was sitting here, there was a video, it used to be in the lobby, about a little baby that was going sideways. I was like, oh my God, that's like my son. So when I started going through this treatment, it's hard to explain to somebody something that you can't really describe what the doctor is doing, because you can't see what the doctor is doing. You can hardly feel anything. So it was hard for me to tell the boys, oh yeah, he does this and that. They're like, okay, I think my mom is really losing it. So when I saw the video, I told my son, you should go. I think you need to see him. No, 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 no. I don't want to go. I don't believe it. What, this guy barely touches you and you're fine? Believe me, son, it works. I don't know how, but it works. So he came in with an attitude, and Dr. Licata asked him, so Matthew, what brought you here? I don't know. She brought me here. I'm like, oh my God. So then the doctor noticed that I got upset, and he goes, you know, would you mind stepping outside and waiting for him outside? I said, no, not at all. He's so wonderful and so kind and mellow that he makes you feel safe. He makes you feel like whatever is wrong, he's going to listen and he's going to take care of it. So I think that made my son believe him too. And he came out, did the x-rays, and then within a week, he got the results. Turns out that, yeah, my son was severely damaged on his, the area where it has to be fixed. So then he calls me, he goes, I can't believe that I've been crooked all these years and you never did anything about it. I did not know. So I was like, oh my God, thank God, thank God. Like Matthew and I, we were always complaining about the stomach problems, migraine headaches, and always complaining about the pain on our shoulders. We couldn't drive for a long time because we will feel the stress. And he came in on his own. He started seeing the results too. So then he started sharing the stories with my other sons. So now there's no doubt in my family that this doctor makes miracles. Because that's how I feel. The second time that he put his hands on me, I closed my eyes because I was so desperate, because that's the word. I was desperate that I closed my eyes and I prayed. And I said, please, Lord, let his hands cure me somehow. And here I am, walking, enjoying my sons, enjoying my life, enjoying everything that is out there for me to do still, because I was depressed. I was, not only because of the loss of my husband, but I just felt like I had this load still to carry on, and I couldn't do it. And I felt like if I can do it, who's going to be there for my sons? So it was double. It was double the stress. It wasn't just about me. It was about my sons. And I gave my life back. Literally, I gave my life back. Not only mine, but then my sons too. So what more can I say? It works. He's an excellent doctor.